Welcome back to the channel. We are Travel Unfiltered.
If you are new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. That really helps us.
Yes.
And we just love interacting with you guys.
Yeah, so today, you haven't seen any of these, but
No.
I wanted to share some of some travel fails that I found because we've been traveling around Europe for the last 6 or 7 months, and we've learned some things that we don't want to do. So I just wanted to share with you some stories that just when I read them, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to share this with you.
Is this gonna make us feel better about our travels or worse?
I think it'll be a little bit of both. I think that some will be like, thank God that didn't happen to us.
Yeah.
And then others will be like, I wish we would have thought of that, or stuff like that. We'll see. Okay, so this first one, we're gonna start off pretty easy, and then we'll get into the crazier ones.
Okay.
So this one's pretty simple. I feel like it's happened to everybody, but it says, I forgot I had a penknife from my dad, and tried to bring it on a plane in Kiev, Ukraine.
Shoot.
And it was in his hand luggage. He said, my friend on the same flight was also escorted away. So he got escorted away. So did his friend, because they believed that she had a bomb in her bag, and she thought she was in the IRA. I'm not too sure what the IRA is, but yeah. So she struggled to tell them it was a flute and not a pipe bomb.
Oh my gosh.
A flute, not even it was a flute. They thought it was a pipe bomb. That's absolutely I remember when I proposed to you,
yeah.
I had a knife in my bag.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, and I had no idea it was in my bag until my bag got pulled, and the plane left at 7, which meant it boarded at 6:30, and I was in line at TSA at 6:30.
Oh Jesus.
And then my bag gets pulled. So we are filming on our phones, and your alarm just went off to take your medication.
3 o'clock minutes always.
Here's that little travel unfiltered. Anyway, yeah, so I barely made the flight to propose to you. I got lucky because I told him, he found it was a knife, and he was like, if you want it, you have to go all the way back, and basically gave me so many different situations, and I was like, just throw it away.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're like, I do not care about it that much. Just throw it away,
just
please.
Just get rid of it, because I'd rather make this flight. I cannot miss this flight.
Well, what's crazy is, maybe we can make a video about this later on, but when he proposed to me, we were going to LA, but I was going to LA with my family, and I didn't know he was going, and me and my family
story,
were on the next flight, and so if he missed the current flight, he would have had to get on the flight with me and my family, but I didn't know he was going to LA.
And totally ruined the surprise.
Yeah.
So if you want a video about it, let us know
in
the comments, and we can make that happen. So I feel like that's happened to everybody, having a knife in your bag, but for them, being in Ukraine and being accused of having a pipe bomb.
I know.
Because it was a flute.
Crazy. So this is kind of on the same thing, but I was watching this TikTok of this girl who was I think they're non-binary or female trans male. I don't know. I didn't go into their whole story.
Sure.
But essentially, they had something that you put on to do the deed with. If you do not already have the correct anatomy, they pulled it out in TSA, and they were so embarrassed.
Who's this?
They were like, "What is this?" They were like,
Put it on the big screens for everybody to see.
How do I tell the TSA agent what they have in their hand right now? So I'm like, oh no, how mortifying. But a flute,
flute, yeah.
You know what a flute is, and I get it. Drug smugglers are
crafty.
Or smugglers of any kind will use anything. I understand that. I watch the shows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But my goodness, a flute? Jeez.
Yeah, that's wild. So even if you are innocent, they'll still stop you. That's wild.
Yeah.
This next one, kind of a little bit less crazy. It is, I was riding on a Greyhound bus from California to Nevada, and a really chubby man couldn't fit in the restroom, so he peed on the floor instead. And Las Vegas is going downhill for miles, so his pee went all the way to the front. And he was at the back of the bus.
I don't even have words.
It's so bad.
That's mortifying.
That's disgusting.
Like, poor thing.
Yeah,
That
like-
has to be, like...
It sucked
I
for
can't
him
even imagine.
too.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like I'm fairly small,
Mhm.
and those bathrooms are tight.
They're
so
small,
I can't
yeah.
even imagine, like, I have sympathy and
Yeah, we
empathy
feel for the guy.
him, but oh my god,
man,
like
that's insane.
that's when you get a water bottle from somebody. Like, you got the tools, you can use it.
Let me
like-
hold up my my hoodie to kind of keep you in your own seat.
Yeah, but it's like you got a ding dong. Like, you can
Yeah.
very well make it in a water bottle. Like, ask somebody for a water bottle
Oh,
before you just
no.
pee on the floor. Oh my gosh.
That's and I can you even imagine like the stench
No, I
of
hate
just
it.
like
I think
pee?
that's one of like
Oof.
my least favorite things in big cities is you just get these random whiffs of pee,
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you didn't drink water for your whole life. I don't think you've ever had a sip of water in your whole life. Is what that smells like.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh
insane.
no, that is
Yeah. So not as bad as a bomb.
Not as scary
Yeah.
for sure, but definitely I would say almost worse.
That's
like, you're sitting in
awful.
a bus and all you're just
And
pee.
those
Pee.
Greyhound
Oh,
buses in the United
no.
States, like if you're not from the United States, the public transportation system is awful. So those buses are packed.
Yeah.
So it's every row, every
Like,
seat.
you're probably
is filled.
already smelling some funky
Yeah.
smells.
So
and
then some dude's pee that went all the way to the front of the bus too.
No.
Absolutely insane. So this next one, I think we have 5 total. So this is number 3. We're gonna fly. We fly to London in a couple weeks, and I think by the time you're watching this, we're in London. So that's dope. Expect new London content on the way. But this one says, we recently got caught up in having our bags stuck at London Heathrow, which we're not flying into at all.
No, we're flying in and out of like 6
Every
different...
other
Just
airport that
kidding.
London has.
Except Heathrow.
Except Heathrow. It says we flew into Las Vegas, so they flew from London to Las Vegas on Saturday, and I didn't get my suitcase until Wednesday night. So 4 days without your suitcase. Still had the tags in place, but somebody decided they still needed to break off the locks and destroy the zippers and the clasps in the process. So he got his bags, and they're still labeled that they're supposed to be with that airline, but the zippers are broken, the clasps are broken. He has to get a whole new suitcase.
Oh, hell no.
And he says, thanks, Virgin Atlantic. So don't fly Virgin Atlantic, I guess. I don't know.
Oh no, I'd be pissed. Like, I get it. Things happen. Your luggage gets lost. I understand. When we first moved here, actually, our luggage got lost in Madrid, and we didn't end up getting it until we were actually in Bilbao, which was like a week later or something like that.
Yeah.
So we even had to like go get clothes and everything because we had only packed stuff for Madrid in like our carry-on. Because we stayed in Madrid first, so we packed for Madrid in our carry-ons and then had like all of our stuff for Bilbao in our big luggage. And so we had to like go buy clothes and stuff because it was freezing here, and we had like summer clothes because it was still August or September, so it's still pretty warm. But for all of your stuff to be destroyed like that, like, remember we went to Florida in July or August for one of our friends' graduations, and one of the people in the group we were with, they got their bag and it was like, it looked like it had been run over. Like, how does that even happen? Like, okay, you drop it, whatever, but damn, like, you ran that over with the bus that's taking people.
Like, we've seen a bunch of people wrap their suitcases in like plastic wrap and stuff like that. So maybe start doing that.
Maybe, but I have a question. So maybe one of our followers can answer this, or maybe I'll get an answer from an airport agent or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you wrap them like that, do you go through security first? Like, do they check your bag there and then they wrap it and then your bag goes through security? Because I feel like that would just raise so many red flags for me as a security agent.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, what do you have in there? It's like all wrapped like that.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Because like in Bilbao, at least, I've seen it the most, probably because that's the airport that we travel to the most. But I've noticed that it's outside. It's before you go through security, and it's before you check in your bag, which makes sense, obviously.
So maybe
like,
it's the checked bags.
Yeah, but even when it's checked, like, I've checked bags and then I've gotten like little notices in there that have said like, we went through your bag.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the hell was in there that you felt like you needed to go through my bag? That's rude.
They wanted your undies.
I guess. I'm like, pay for it.
Yeah. So That sucks. I would absolutely
Yeah.
hate. You have, like, luggage isn't cheap.
No,
as it is,
and I would have sent them an invoice. Said, here's my new luggage. Here's my invoice for that, because that is in your care.
Yeah.
Like, you take responsibility for that as soon as I say, here you go.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wild. So this next one, it says, flew to St. Lucia to bury my grandmother. Already not starting good. As Tropical Storm Maria transited the Eastern Caribbean in 2017. Of course, due to RI, not too sure what that is, the storm grew as it was passing, knocked power out for the rest of the week, had to bathe in the river and drive 2 hours into town to get food every day. Family lives in the middle of nowhere in the hills. So many giant centipedes got in the house because windows and doors were left open for ventilation.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That sounds terrifying.
No.
I hate bugs with a passion.
Oh, yeah, no.
Ooh, that sounds awful. Like, you're going there to bury your grandma.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, you can't predict, like, tropical storms. That just sucks. That's just shitty timing. But it's a bad situation made so much worse.
Yeah.
That's awful. Oh, that sucks.
Well, and, like, we've talked about going to Costa Rica, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do the bugs there. Or, like, we've talked about going to Australia, and I do not want to wake up with a snake in my bed. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know it's not like that everywhere, and I know the likelihood of it happening. But when I went to Costa Rica when I was younger, all I can remember are the bugs. Like, oh, there was just so many, and like iguanas and stuff like that. And I get it. That's their home. I don't want to ever like. But I just do not like bugs.
That just sounds awful. Like I can't do bugs in general.
Yeah.
I worked at a lake one summer, and I had to like every day fight my fears because there were bugs and snakes. I killed a rattlesnake, shout out to me, but I had to deal with that every day, and I hated it. Like being on a lake, there's mosquitoes, there's flies, there's spiders that'll just get on you. We had to like swim underneath like water activity equipment. Like we had a blob, we had slides, we had stuff like that. All of it were covered in spiders, and I had to service all of that stuff. So I think that's the summer I became a man, and that's the summer I realized I can never do this line of work.
Yeah.
I hate it. Super fun.
Like, good for people who really enjoy animals and insects like that.
I'm going on record, you're weird.
I just, not for me. I'm like, I see a mosquito and I want to cry.
But imagine you're going to bury your grandma.
No, and there's centipedes all over. Oh, poor things. And like, you have to keep the windows open. We know that here there's no air conditioning.
Yeah.
And so if you want it to cool off at all, you have to get the windows open to let the air flow in. But at least here there's not centipedes climbing in.
Absolutely terrifying. I couldn't do it. So this is the last one. It's a short one, but still kind of sucks. It's more like, it's not necessarily like it's a travel fail. It sucks, but I'll just read it. It says, I was going to London. Again, all of these are London. Maybe we shouldn't go to London.
Don't say that.
It says, I was going to London with my family a couple years ago, and we had tickets with Ryanair. That was your first problem. They decided to cancel the flight on us because of snowfall. Makes sense, right? They can't land. No big deal. The thing is, our friend in London confirmed that they had 5 degrees Celsius and sunshine.
Oh, God.
It cost us 2 vacation days. So Ryanair was like, nah, we're good. We don't want to fly. We're done. So they canceled the flight, and they said that it was due to bad weather. And they had somebody in London say that it was 5 degrees Celsius, which is like, what's that, 45 degrees, 50 in Fahrenheit? And sunshine.
Oh my gosh, that pissed me off.
That's Ryanair for you.
Well,
like they're notorious bad boys on the internet.
Yeah, but what's crazy is like we've flown them and like, knock on wood,
it's fine.
We've had a bad experience with them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was fine, but
like it's a budget airline for sure, but it's not. I don't know. We were on a flight this past weekend. Was it this past weekend?
2 weekends ago, yeah.
We were coming back from Madrid and it was so windy.
That was the worst.
That we couldn't land because of the turbulence, and oh my God, that was like one of the scarier moments I've ever had in a plane. And like, I've never been in a plane that wasn't able to land. Like, I've been, yeah. And like, I've been in planes where it's like turbulent on the way down. Like, I feel like it's like a 50-50 chance that it's gonna be turbulent on the way down. But yeah, we literally had to try to land, nope, go back up, try to land, nope, go back up, go back to Madrid, wait in this long line. We got so lucky that we were able to get on like the next
flight, and the wind just died down within an hour.
Yeah,
so stupid.
The wind, it was probably like 3 hours between the time that we tried to land initially to like when we landed again. But yeah, it was like the smoothest landing when we got back the second time, and I was like, okay, well, at least you didn't have to go back to Madrid again. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. But I'd been pissed if I'm sure there were a lot of people pissed.
There were so many people behind us that weren't able to get on the plane. So.
Yeah. Probably like hundreds of people. So I'm sure all of them were pissed. They were probably in the same shoes, but that was a different airline. That wasn't even Ryanair.
No.
I think all of the airlines.
So I guess with us, Ryanair's been fine, but
yeah,
I don't think we have any flights with them in the future, so I think we'll be okay.
That's good.
Who knows? All this to say, when you travel, kind of travel at your own risk, and stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun. Otherwise, we wouldn't have these stories. So when you travel, just know shit could happen. Yeah.
Also, as much as you can, just travel with the carry-on. I just feel like it makes life so much easier when you just travel with the carry-on.
Don't check bags.
It's always
if you can.
Yeah, like I get it. There are times that you just have to check bags, and it is what it is. I would way rather have a carry-on bag, because then you just get it and you get off the plane and you leave. Like, you don't have to worry about it not being there. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, I don't know, it just makes it so much easier. If you have had any travel fails happen to you, let us know down in the comments, because we'd love to just sit and laugh with you about them, because they're inevitable and they're going to happen. Yeah, just let us know in the comments.
And maybe we'll make a part 2 with some of your submissions. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool.
So thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at 2travelunfiltered. And we'll see you guys in the next one.